If you're over 60, something as ordinary as your daily shower could quietly raise your risk of a stroke overnight. No warning, no pain, just a routine you've done for years suddenly working against your brain. As a neurologist, I've seen this countless times. Active, independent people who thought they were perfectly healthy suddenly struck by a stroke that no one saw coming. I don't share this to scare you. I share it because simple awareness can protect your health, your memory, and even your independence. In this video, I'll walk you through 5 common shower habits that can quietly increase your risk of stroke once you're past 60. Most people have never heard about these risks, even from their doctors. Stay with me until the end, because I'll also share a simple, safe shower routine you can start using today to lower those hidden dangers. Quick question before we dive in. When do you usually take your shower? Morning, afternoon, or right before bed? Type it in the comments because your answer might actually matter more than you think. If you've left your comment, let's get started. Many people over 60 love ending the day with a hot, steamy shower. It feels relaxing, it soothes tired muscles, and it can even feel like the perfect way to prepare for sleep. But what seems comforting on the outside can quietly create risks on the inside. When very hot water hits your skin, your blood vessels suddenly expand, almost like stretched rubber bands. This causes your blood pressure to drop, sometimes sharply. Younger bodies can usually adapt, but after 60, arteries become stiffer and less flexible. That sudden dip can reduce oxygen flow to the brain at night, creating the exact conditions for a stroke while you sleep. I once had a patient in his 70s who followed this routine every night. One evening, he felt weak after showering, but ignored it. By the next morning, one side of his body was paralyzed. Scans confirmed a stroke had occurred during the night, triggered by the drop in circulation. The risk becomes even greater if you're on blood pressure medication, since the combination of hot water and medicine can push your brain into a dangerous, low-oxygen state. If you enjoy nighttime showers, the safer option is warm, not hot. Water, shorter showers of about 5 to 7 minutes, in a small glass of water before and after. And if you ever feel lightheaded when stepping out, sit down for a moment before heading to bed. Another mistake many people over 60 make is heading straight to the shower right after a big meal or after taking their evening medication. On the outside, it feels like a relaxing routine. Finish dinner, take your pills, and then let warm water wash the day away. But inside the body, this timing can quietly put the brain at risk. Here's why. After eating, your body diverts blood toward the stomach to handle digestion. If you add a warm shower immediately after, even more blood shifts to the skin. That leaves the brain with less oxygen-rich circulation right when it needs stability. In younger people, flexible arteries can adapt, but once you're past 60, stiffer vessels and slower recovery make it much harder to compensate. The result can be dizziness, sudden weakness, or in some cases, the conditions for a stroke to develop silently. I once treated a retired teacher who followed this exact pattern. She'd take her medication after dinner and go straight into a hot shower. One evening, she stepped out feeling lightheaded, collapsed, and by the time her daughter found her, she was unable to speak clearly. Imaging confirmed a stroke triggered by a sharp drop in circulation that night. The risk grows if you're on blood pressure medicine, heart drugs, or diuretics. These already affect how your heart and arteries respond. Adding a shower on top of that can create a dangerous chain reaction. Too much blood pulled away from the brain at once. The fix is simple but powerful. Wait at least an hour after eating or taking medicine before stepping into the shower. Give your body time to stabilize and process first. When you do shower, keep the water warm, not hot, and keep it short. Even this small adjustment can dramatically reduce your risk and keep your evening routine safe. Another habit that seems harmless but can quietly turn dangerous is spending too long in a hot, steamy bathroom with no ventilation. Many older adults enjoy this routine, closing the door, letting the steam build, and standing under hot water for 15 or 20 minutes. It feels soothing for sore joints and muscles, almost like therapy. But what's happening inside the body is far from harmless. When the room fills with steam, the oxygen level in that small space gradually drops. At the same time, the hot water causes your blood vessels to expand, lowering your blood pressure. Combine reduced oxygen, falling blood pressure, and an aging brain that already depends on steady circulation, and you've created the perfect setup for trouble. Blood starts moving more slowly, it thickens slightly, and clots can begin to form. You may not feel anything in the moment, just a bit lightheaded, but the risk to your brain is real. I remember one patient, a retired mechanic in his late 70s, who loved long, steamy showers every night. He lived alone and kept his bathroom door tightly shut. One evening, he stayed under hot water for nearly 20 minutes, then stepped out feeling dizzy. Minutes later, he collapsed in his hallway. By the time help arrived, one side of his body was paralyzed. In the hospital, we discovered he had suffered a major stroke triggered by the combination of heat, steam, and oxygen deprivation. What felt like comfort had quietly starved his brain. The truth is, after 60, your body can no longer tolerate long exposure to humid, oxygen-poor environments the way it once could. The heart has to work harder, and fragile vessels are placed under stress. Every extra minute under that hot steam increases the strain and the risk. The safer approach is simple. Keep showers short, around 5 to 7 minutes, and make sure your bathroom has good airflow. Open a window or run a fan so fresh oxygen can circulate. Avoid locking yourself in a small, steamy space for too long. If you notice dizziness, blurred vision, or weakness, don't ignore it. Step out, sit down, and give your body time to recover. By making this small change, you still get the comfort of a warm shower, but without putting your brain and circulation in danger. A few minutes less under the steam and a little fresh air could be the difference between a relaxing evening and a serious health emergency. Cold showers have become a popular health trend. You've probably heard about their supposed benefits, boosting energy, improving circulation, even helping with mood. For younger people with strong, flexible blood vessels, that sudden blast of icy water in the morning may feel invigorating. But for someone over 60, shocking the body with cold water can do far more harm than good. Here's why. The moment freezing water touches your skin, your blood vessels snap tight in a protective reflex. It's the body's natural way of holding in heat, but the reaction is extreme. Your heart suddenly has to pump against stiff, narrowed arteries, and your blood pressure shoots up like a spike. If your arteries are already hardened by age, high cholesterol, or years of pressure, that sudden surge can tear tiny vessels or trigger clot formation. All it takes is one clot traveling to the brain to set off a stroke within seconds. I once treated a former firefighter in his late 60s who had adopted cold showers after hearing they were good for the heart. At first, he said they made him feel alive and alert. But one morning, only minutes after finishing his shower, his wife found him collapsed on the floor, unable to speak. Imaging revealed a clot in his brain, caused by the dramatic rise in blood pressure during the cold water shock. The very habit he thought would make him stronger nearly ended his life. This is the trap many older adults fall into, copying routines designed for much younger bodies. What invigorates a 25-year-old can overwhelm a 70-year-old cardiovascular system. Once a clot forms in the brain, recovery is never guaranteed. Speech may never fully return, balance may be lost forever, and memory can fade more quickly. The safer choice isn't to avoid cool water altogether, but to be gentle with your body. If you want to refresh yourself in the morning, start with lukewarm water and then gradually lower the temperature for just a few seconds at the end. This way, your body adjusts slowly without the dangerous surge of blood pressure. Even a brief splash of cool water on your face or arms can give you that refreshing feeling without risking your brain. So remember, what seems like a quick way to wake up can, after 60, put enormous strain on your heart and arteries. Protect yourself by easing into cooler water instead of shocking your body. A smooth transition keeps your circulation stable and your brain safe. For many older adults, a late-night shower feels like the perfect way to end the day. The house is quiet, the stress is over, and the warmth of the water seems to melt away tension before bed. On the surface, it feels calming and safe. But taking a shower right before sleep, especially a hot one, can quietly create conditions that put your brain at risk overnight. Here's what happens inside your body. As bedtime approaches, your system naturally cools down to prepare for sleep. But stepping into a hot shower raises your core temperature at the exact wrong time. Your blood vessels expand, blood shifts toward the skin, and at the same time, your body loses fluid through steam and sweat. For a younger person, these changes might not matter much. But after 60, when circulation is slower, vessels are stiffer, and kidneys filter less efficiently. This combination can tip the balance. Blood pressure drops too low, blood thickens slightly from dehydration, and clots are more likely to form in fragile arteries. And because you're asleep, the warning signs go unnoticed. By morning, the damage may already be done. I recall a grandmother in her late 70s who had made late-night showers part of her bedtime ritual for years. One morning, her daughter noticed her speech was slurred and her right hand wouldn't move. Hospital scans confirmed she had suffered a stroke overnight. Lab work showed dehydration, thickened blood, and dangerously low pressure. The hot shower she believed was helping her rest had silently set the stage for disaster. The truth is that the aging brain can't handle circulation changes the way it once could. At night, blood pressure is naturally lower, which means the brain is already more vulnerable. Adding heat, fluid loss, and vessel dilation just increases the strain. What feels like relaxation can, without warning, become the trigger for a life-changing event. The safer approach is to move your shower earlier in the evening, giving your body time to cool and rebalance before sleep. Always drink a glass of water before and after, and avoid very hot temperatures. By making this adjustment, you still enjoy the comfort of a shower without putting unnecessary stress on your circulation during the hours when your body is least prepared to handle it. So the next time you're tempted to end your night with a hot shower, remember this. While it may feel soothing in the moment, your brain and heart need stability as you sleep. Protect them by shifting your routine and give yourself the best chance at waking up safe and strong. Everyday routines often feel harmless, and most of the time they are. But as we've learned today, once you're past 60, even something as simple as your shower can quietly put extra strain on your heart, brain, and circulation. The good news? Small, simple changes make a huge difference. Keeping your water warm instead of hot, shortening your showers, allowing time after meals or medications, and making sure your bathroom is well ventilated. These little habits can protect your brain, your memory, and even your independence for years to come. Remember, prevention doesn't have to be complicated. It starts with awareness and a few safer choices every day. And if you've ever felt dizzy, lightheaded, or weak after a shower, don't ignore it. Your body is talking to you, and listening to those early warning signs could save your life. If you found today's video helpful, let me know in the comments. What's one change you're going to make in your routine starting tonight? And if you have a friend or loved one over 60, share this video with them. These are simple tips, but they have the power to prevent something as serious as a stroke. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because in my next video, I'll share some powerful foods and daily habits that naturally support healthy blood pressure and brain circulation. Simple things you can start doing right away. Take care of your brain, take care of your heart, and I'll see you in the next one.